I got a McDonald's dinner box last night just because I hadn't eaten, so I just got one for the house.
Yeah.
The cheeseburgers are so small.
Yeah, I literally just before.
What the fuck happened there? Like they're like this big. Like it's ridiculous. They used to be the size of like a CD. Now they're like the size of a GameCube game.
Wow, we want to talk about dated references. I'm sure everybody under 20 listening on the radio right now.
Really, they don't understand game. This audience won't understand GameCube game.
This audience is mostly British.
They don't have GameCubes in Britain.
Yeah,
yes,
it's console.
do.
It's region banned, dude.
No, they got it. They
But
just had the bad games.
The burgers from, unless you get the quarter pounder, the burgers from McDonald's are like thin, and it's just a small little hockey puck.
Yeah.
Like I eat them as like I ate one before I came here because they're like a little snack.
Yeah.
It's just a quick.
Yeah, it's like the size of their sausage patties now. You're like, what the hell happened?
Right.
I've realized if I'm getting McDonald's and I'm not getting a quarter pounder, I got to rely on the fries to do most of the filling.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'll get a cheeseburger, but I'll get a large fry with it because like I'm not going to be.
That's crazy.
Oh, see, I hate how cheap McDonald's is with the app because no matter what I eat, literally, I'll eat like for lunch or like even before I got here, I ate just plain double cheeseburger and fries.
Yeah.
And I feel bloated.
Oh, yeah.
That's not that much food. That should not be. I got a large fry. I maybe ate 2/3 of it. Maybe. I should not feel like bloated. Right. But anytime I eat McDonald's, that's just how I feel.
Well, that's another thing with like local restaurants is it's always a good feeling when you leave and you're full, but you don't feel like shit.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yes. And it's so crazy that you can like, it's a group experience. Like we all feel that. You can noticeably feel that difference in your body when you eat better prepared food.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about on the show today of like, you have to eat healthier. And that's like really the whole, like, what was it? We were talking about fixing sleep or something like that? Yeah, fixing healthcare is just like be healthier. And a lot of your health comes from what you eat. And like, personally, I probably don't eat super good, even if I like pretend to, you know what I mean? And it's just one of the most important things that we all kind of overlook because McDonald's is, I spent $3.95 and I got a double cheeseburger and a large fry.
Right.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. Like, so cheap.
Well, like up until right before we started doing off air today, the only thing I've eaten the past like 2 days is salad, just because I realized that, damn, I've been eating a lot of fucking McDonald's recently because it's so cheap.
Right.
I'm going to buy a bag of salad and eat that.
That's nice. That's good.
I'm going to call the weather. I'm going to call the weather number and see if it still works.
Do it.
So back in my day, you could call a number and they would tell you the weather.
Calling the National Weather Service Forecast Office in Cleveland, Ohio. For the Cleveland area forecast, press 1. For the Akron/Kent area, press 2.
They need to get
there. In the Cleveland menu. For the forecast, press 1. For the extended forecast.
The forecast for Cleveland and vicinity. Tonight, mostly clear. Lows in the lower 60s. East winds around 5 miles per hour.
Don't say we never gave you weather on WSRR radio, because there it is.
We have.
So
interesting. That's cool.
Two thoughts on that.
They need to update the way that it sounds.
The automated system has not been touched since the 90s when people were using it. And also, somebody's still getting paid to read the weather on there. Because that's not what you're going to hear on any other broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
Then again, it's the National Weather Service, so it's EAS, Emergency Service. So, like, they probably aren't doing a whole lot.
It's probably just some guy waking up in the morning, going to his computer and recording.
Yeah.
It's going to be mostly clear tonight. Low 60. Tomorrow sunny.
Well, they probably tell them
75.
Like, don't inflect because you're calling on a phone. It's going to be phone quality.
Right.
So you don't want to hear like you would on radio or TV of like, well, we're
hi, everybody.
High of 62 today.
Wow, it's going to be a beautiful night. Time for some bonfires.
No, it's going to be old people calling your number. So you got to say, tonight, high 32.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I wonder if the movie line still works.
Movie phone?
It has to.
What's movie phone's number?
I don't think movie phone's a thing anymore is the issue.
I just think of Kramer every time. Hello, and thank you for calling movie phone.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me the movie you would like to watch?
What are you doing right now? Are you trying to change the lights because they aren't on?
I'm just flicking it around. Just flicking my
could you put that away till we're finished recording?
I can't help it. It's so colorful.
I'm not you from the future. I don't need to see it.
Oh, me from the future. I think I would slap myself. I think I'd get into a big fight with myself before.
Who do you think would win?
Neither. No one. No
They're
one.
just laying there on the ground, hyperventilating. All right, you're me.
Yeah.
I believe you.
I should have less quarter
We both
pounders.
went to kick each other in the dick first.
Yeah, I think that we would both equally lose at the same time. And then that'd be like, okay. We would both unanimously at the same time be
You
like,
both
okay.
do a roundhouse kick to the face and you both knock each other out.
Like, all right, we're each other.
Hang on. Telephone. Oh, okay. Never mind. I lied. These are movie things.
Oh.
I thought this was a list of telephone numbers that there's random shit you could call.
Ooh, I have a good question.
Yeah.
What's the last movie you guys saw in theaters?
It wasn't that long ago, and I don't remember what it was.
Mine was the new Godzilla vs. Kong.
I don't know. Fuck.
I almost went to a movie on Saturday night, but I did not. I'm trying to think. One that I paid for, like went to go see that wasn't when I worked at the station.
At the theater.
The last one I saw was Bumblebee.
Oh. It's been a little while.
Yeah. And then I got passes from work to go see this and when we do like a review thing.
Right.
And it was the Nicolas Cage vampire movie.
Oh,
Renfield.
Renfield?
That I liked it.
It was good?
Yeah. People like to poo-poo on it, but if you know what you get with Nicolas Cage, you'll love the movie.
Well, yeah, no, I like that Nick Cage has been like exploring weird roles and doing funny shit.
And
lately. It's interesting. That Dream Scenario movie seems interesting. I really want to see that. He the premise is like he shows up in other people's dreams.
Yeah.
Seems cool.
The Nicolas Cage movie where like Nicolas Cage is friends with the guy and he's just playing himself was a very good movie.
Yeah. I forget.
It has Jordan's favorite actor.
Paul Rudd?
That Pascal, is that his name?
Oh,
No.
fucking tall lumbering fuck asshole guy?
Pedro
Oh.
Pascal?
Yeah, Pedro Pascal.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, your favorite guy.
You could have just said Mr. Fantastic.
Eddie. Yeah.
Eddie.
Guerrero.
Yes, Eddie Guerrero from Eddie Guerrero Baffin.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think this is right. It might have been into the through the Spider-Verse, across the Spider-Verse. I don't think that's right. I feel like I went after that. But I'm looking at phone numbers now. Because like the idea of using these telephone services in 2024 is kind of wild to me.
Well, now hold on. If you just call the movie theater, because that's all
Someone's just
automated.
gonna pick up.
Not always.
I would bet if you call like Cinemark,
right.
I bet Cinemark just like has a hotline that you can call.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
All right, I'll look it up. This is all I remember.
I just hope it goes, hello, and thank you for calling Cinemark Movie Phone.
I don't think they say movie phone anymore.
Phone movie.
I don't think that's it either, Chief. But these are the only two things I ever remember either being told to call as a kid to find out or being around someone calling was weather and movies. Like, I don't remember. There was one you could call to tell you the time. I know that. But, like, why would
the
clocks exist?
Well, the weather one used to do that.
Tell you the time, too?
Yeah, so it would say, like, the present time is 5:30. The weather tonight will be, and so it used to do that.
That does sound familiar.
Yeah, because people would just, like, if they're walking through the city, they'd go to the payphone and just call it real quick.
Right.
Okay, you want to talk about dated phone stuff? Because I heard this the other day, and it was the first time that I had thought about this in probably over a decade. Remember when you didn't need to dial area codes?
Yeah.
Like, if you were a 440 and I was a 440, I didn't have to dial 440. I could just put the other 7 numbers.
All right. So I remember when I was like 5 and my mom was teaching me our phone number. And right when I got the number down, I would have to, I had to then learn the area code.
Because she taught you the number without the area code?
Right. And because we didn't need the area code. So because Medina, like Medina County, you didn't need the area code. And then once they started getting more numbers and everything, that's when the area code started kicking in. So then I had to remember 330.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, I thought about that the other day because I heard someone say it. Because they only gave me, they didn't give me the area code with it. And I was trying to figure it out. And they're like, oh, I guess, you need the area code nowadays. I'm like, you do.
Yeah,
that's something I hadn't thought about for It's been like that for 20 years. But
yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah, and also, like, 1 isn't a thing anymore, is it?
It is.
It is?
Yeah,
1's still a thing?
Yeah. You mean like +1,
yeah.
2, and 6?
Does your phone just automatically do that now?
Yeah, I think it's like an iPhone thing, though. I could be wrong about that. I have literally no idea. It just shows up.
Yeah. Your phones just do it.
Oh, they just automatically add the 1? I mean, that's smart. Why do you have to do the 1 anyway?
No idea.
Because it's like it takes you to a different frequency.
Oh.
Interesting.
So like
because it's not your area code?
Right. So like it's the same wave, just a different frequency in the wave is my understanding. Yeah, dude, if you call that,
This is customer service.
They might still give you movie times.
I don't think
really
customer
don't know.
service is going to give me movie times.
I really don't know.
I don't think. I'll try it. I don't know. It's weird to think about, like, how prevalent knowing these numbers was growing up, and now it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
right.
I called. Okay, well, we're going to try it.
Thank you for calling Cinemark Theaters. Website or Cinemark mobile app to get the most up-to-date showtime information or access to self-service tools, including ticket refunds.
So you just
movie
have it
club
tells you to
account
download the
management,
app.
gift card
Sounds
balance
like it.
information,
Well, hold
and
on.
more. For showtime information, press 1. For guests, as a reminder, the fastest way to get the most up-to-date
Everything
showtime
does this now,
information
though.
for your favorite theater is to use the Cinemark.com website
Am I the
or
only one that-
Cinemark mobile app.
Okay, we know this works. Am I the only one that got the Uncanny Valley vibes from the fucking weather one, though? I don't know why. I don't know if it's nostalgia or like the way that dude was reading it. It made me feel some kind of way. I didn't like it. I didn't like that old audio.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Easy.
Every time we do off air, I throw my pen.
Easy.
Yeezy?
Easy. He just got sued for sexual harassment.
Did he?
No, it's he's another one.
I knew that was coming.
Don't say what it is.
I can't play that because this goes on air.
We could just
I'm not editing
we'll
out.
censor it.
Everyone knows Call and Oates.
Damn it. Did you know about Call and Oates?
No.
There's a number you
can call and it's just like, are you having a bad day? Do you need Hall and Oates to make it better? For Maneater, press 1. And literally, you could just listen to Hall and Oates while sitting there on your phone.
Who's
That's
keeping
good.
these services going?
Yeah,
I don't know.
these were very early 2000.
Remember?
Why do we still have them?
Yeah.
Remember the rejection hotline?
No. Jake, is there something you need to tell us?
No,
Did you get sent to the rejection hotline?
No,
Jake?
but like
Jake,
it was.
your
Hold
age
on.
is showing.
Rejection hotline. I doubt it's still a thing.
Jake said, do you guys remember going to see those talkie shows?
Jake's like, you guys remember getting rejected, right? Right?
No, it was funny because like we would
was funny, I
send
laughed.
we would send friends of ours.
No, I didn't like
this-
her anyway.
I would send this number to like friends of mine. I'd be like, "Hey, I got a new cell phone number here. Like, call me later." Oh, okay, cool. And then you call and it's like, "Thank you for calling the rejection hotline."
Hang on real quick because you brought it up. You got a new telephone number.
I did.
Ooh,
That's not something people do anymore.
Yeah, I could have kept mine, but I had to have the the owner of the account that I was moving to or moving from there, and I didn't.
yeah, they do an assumption of liability.
Right, I didn't have the old owner there, so I couldn't. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just take a new number. And then the guy asked me what area code I wanted, and I was like, I'm not moving. Like I'm staying where I'm at. And he's like, no, you can just pick a
Because
new
it just
one.
doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, he was like, I can list them off to you if you want. And he did, and he listed off all of them. And I was like, I'll just take 216. Like that's just stick to what I know.
Right.
you know? Yeah. So I guess you can get your own area code.
A friend of mine has an 888 area code.
What's that about?
I have no idea.
You can do that.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could have got like a custom area code.
Like a vanity plate.
Yeah.
Here,
That's
let me
my
double
vanity
check.
number.
I just got a new plate too, and they asked me
Oh.
like, "Do you want a custom plate?" And I was like, "What's that?" I had like derped out for a minute. I was like, "What's that?" And she was like, "You can write whatever you want on there." And I was like, "Oh, it's extra, right?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "No."
You're like,
I-
can I write shitballs on
Yeah.
it?
I was
Or a
mistaken.
Cocky puss on it.
It's a 330 number, but it's 33088.
Oh.
Mm.
Give out the other 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
216-859-8699. That's the number to call. That's the
Call that
Rebel
one and see what
hotline.
happens.
That's the Ripple hotline.
Do it. Call it now. Right now.
Call
Yeah.
it right now. Call it now. Call it now.
That's
Call it now.
awesome. That's good, guys.
Call it now.
We should get some kind of stupid fucking automated thing for Rebel Hotline.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it
Hello,
would be.
And thank you for calling Rebel Hotline.
Give them the weather. Just give them the weather every day.
This morning, the sun came up at a certain time. Tonight, the sun will set when it's dark. Thank you for calling the Rebel Hotline. Goodbye.
That's like a Singular in AT&T.
Wow,
Yeah.
that one hit a core memory.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's
That was
like
my first
that's
phone,
like
was a singular
Sprint
wireless
and
phone.
T-Mobile.
Yeah, Sprint and T-Mobile,
Man,
dude.
you guys remember Nextel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Revel?
Yeah.
Revel Wireless.
That was my first cell phone, was a Revel phone.
It's crazy all the cell phone companies that popped up and kind of just
It's
got
crazy
bought
how
out
cheap
or-
everything was then too.
Yeah.
I think it was Nextel. I think they only ever had like one Nextel branded phone. I saw a review the other day, and it was a yellow flip phone, and because it was NASCAR's official sponsor. It was the Nextel Cup, and they based their entire business model around NASCAR for some reason. So like their phone had a feature, like Apple Watches do now, that was like a walkie-talkie feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you
Oh.
could, while the phone is closed, you could hit a button on the side, and it would be like a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. So the job my mom had growing up, she worked at ServPro, which was they would go and clean up in like floods and stuff like that for like insurance purposes.
Right.
Yeah.
And when she was on call, that they wouldn't call you; they would call you through the walkie-talkie.
On the Nextel phones?
Yeah. So like it'd be 2:00 in the morning. It's raining, and you hear, "Bing, bing, Pam, Pam, we need you to come get we got a flood in Burbank. Beep beep, Pam." And like to the point, like we'd be at like Cedar Point, middle of a trip.
Yeah, right.
And you just hear from her purse, "Beep beep, Pam," and we're like, "Fuck, damn it. Now we gotta go."
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'm wrong. It's Motorola. My bad. It's Nextel
Yeah.
Motorola.
Yeah.
Were they the same company?
No, Motorola made the phone. Nextel
Is
had
the provider?
service.
Okay,
Yep.
They were
the
like
Nextel i530.
they were like the construction workers phone.
Yeah. Honestly, they
Dude,
were bright yellow.
Super heavy duty. You
that
could like drop them and they'd be fine. Yeah. I remember those.
These things were badass, man.
yeah.
I had a story I want to tell on off air. I was going to go to the dollar store yesterday, Dollar General to be exact. There's one down the street.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it was like 7:00. I'm like, I just need command hooks. I don't want to drive to Walmart. I'm just going to run down the street to Dollar General. They'll probably have them. So I go to Dollar General. It's like 5 minutes away. Show up, park, start walking to the door. Guy who is at the counter comes to the door, walks out and says, "Sorry, we're closed." I'm like, all right, well, that's kind of inconvenient. If you're closed, just close the door and put a sign up or
Right.
something. Or like,
Right.
you saw me pulling in. He waited between the medians. You could have just like ran out and told me before I parked and got out of my car. Regardless, I'm like,
Right.
all right, there's like $9 Generals everywhere. I'll go to another one. So at the other end of the street, there's another Dollar General. I'm like, all right, I'll go to that one. Go to that Dollar General, get command hooks and an energy drink and some chips or whatever, right? Get in line. One lady ahead of me has a cart full of like popsicles and makeup and shampoo, just household stuff.
Yeah.
And she's paying with her, I don't know what you call WIC cards or EBT or
Yeah.
whatever they are now,
Yep.
the food stamps cards. So she pays with the food stamp card, they scan it, and it takes off whatever amount, and there's 22 something left over. And they're telling her like, all right, well, this is how much took off. You have 22 remaining. She goes, oh, well, you need to scan it again. I don't have that money. And they're like, well, we can't scan it again. It took off the money already. That's charged. This is what's owed. Scanning the card is not going to do anything. They're trying to explain it to her. She's like, well, I don't have the money, so go ahead and just cancel it, right? So the cashier can't figure out how to cancel the transaction because it already went through on the EBT.
Oh
Right.
no.
Some of the items were like partially paid for
Yeah.
because it was an odd number. So like they don't know what to do. They can't cancel the transaction because it's still owed.
Yeah, and it's already
Half
paid
of it's
for.
paid for, yeah. So they're like, all right, we don't know what to do. We've never had this happen
they just
before.
let it walk.
No, they held her up there, called the manager, was trying to figure it out. The second lady, one register open, 3 of them in total, 1 open. Second lady comes up and is trying to help figure it out. She doesn't know what to do. So first lady who's at the counter is on the phone with the manager trying to get someone down there. Second lady, after about, I'm in line for about 25, 30 minutes at this point. Second lady comes up. She goes, you know what, I'm just going to open a second register. At this point, a line's starting to form behind me. So there's 3 or 4 people behind me.
Yeah.
I have like 6 things in my hand.
Right.
Lady opens up the second register. Guy, because of where we're standing, the guy behind me is right in front of that register. So he gets to go ahead of me. So this lady opens the register, scans the dude who is behind me first, and goes, oh yeah, this is why this one's down. It won't scan anything. So she's manually putting in each and every barcode for every item. So what was supposed to be a 10-minute trip to Dollar General ended up being an hour and a half waiting in line and waiting for this lady to ring out barcodes.
You know, maybe if they didn't spend their money on buying every fucking family video that's debunked and turning every family video into a fucking Dollar General, maybe if they spent that money to update their systems, they wouldn't have that issue. Because I run into that issue every time I'm in a Dollar General. Something is wrong with one of the cash registers, and you're going, I came in here for a fucking bag of chips or some pens, bro. I think just take the fucking money, ring it up later then. Just take the fucking money.
Right.
I think it's weird that there's always pallets of stuff in a Dollar General. Just always unpacking stuff.
Yeah, like the one at Seville, Ohio. Seville, Ohio, they're only open like 5 days a week now because they only have 2 people working in the fucking store. And the 2 days, it's like a Tuesday, Thursday, they're closed.
Is it just to unpack?
Just to unpack shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it got to the point it was a safety risk.
Interesting.
Like they had an inspection and they were ready to shut the store down.
That's crazy.
Like that's wild, dude.
I heard that Dollar General, and this was a couple years ago in Ohio, but it happens in other states too. There was a lawsuit for like Dollar General price gouging or like making up fake prices and like upcharging their customers. So it would say one thing in the store like on the shelf, and then they would pay for it and look at their receipt, and it would be like 50 cents more or something, like $1 more, $3 more.
It'd be like $2 in store, and then they ring it up and it ends up being like $4.50.
Right. And so there was a lawsuit in Ohio about it, and like it got passed. It was, they had to stop doing it, but now, and again, I don't remember specifically what state or how long ago this was, but it started popping up in other states, specifically with Dollar Generals, which is interesting that
really
Dollar Generals are always the same. They're always unpacking shit. It's always the same products, but then they're doing that shit.
It's kind of like the mattress for a money laundering scheme.
Yes.
Well, like at that point, if it's every Dollar General you go in, you think like management, like not store management, but the people above them have to kind of like look at themselves and go, something we're doing isn't right.
Right. Something is wrong. Something is going on here. Someone is there's a imposter among
like
us.
We need to fix this.
Yeah. Do you remember when you could press 0 and talk to the operator? Yeah, well, I'm that fucking operator. Where the hell did you guys go? I've been sitting here for the last 20 years, all right? Everyone would dial 0. Everyone would talk to me. It kept me sane. It kept me from not jumping off the deep end. But I've been here for 20 years and no one has dialed 0. How do you think I'm doing? They asked me how I could fix their problems. How do you fix mine? StylesRebelRadio.com.
Preceding program is a StylesRebelRadio.com production.